Now, about 100,000 years ago, many of you will remember that Mrs. and I went up to Scotland to collect a Triumph 2500S and attempted to drive it home, all the way back down to Bournemouth, with disastrous consequences that have been well documented. The Mrs., we know, was not happy. She still hasn't forgiven me. After all, I did buy it for my birthday. Anyway, I know it's been a little while, but in this video I'm glad to report some really great news.
Okay, let's go save Arry the S.
But first, anybody help me? How do I get out of my hotel room? Is it this way?
Having collected the replacement engine, you may remember as well, a few months ago from Lloyd of South Wales Triumphs, it's been off to Saunders up in Southampton to be refettled, whilst the Borg Warner Gearbox has been refettled again by Andy the Clutch, down also in Wales, down in Caerphilly. And 2 weeks ago, this happened. Okay, so surprise, surprise, we have back the 2500S gearbox, the Borg Warner 35 that Andy has refettled and refurbished. I've yet to unwrap it, I've yet to get out the back of the car. Indeed, you can see there's a jamboree of other stuff in here, so that's ready. I'll have to wait for Harry to give me a hand to get that out the back, because it obviously is quite bulky and quite heavy, but that's ready, that's been done, that's brand new, ready to go back into the 2500S. As you can see here, upside down, because that's the only way they could get it in the car, is the refettled 2500S engine. I will do a better feature on it than this. Currently it's just strapped to the side to stop it flying about in the boot, but the guys have been completely through it, completely renovated it and rebuilt it, all except for the head, which I'll show you in just a second, and they've painted the casing as well. It's all looking very, very smart and tidy. And then over here they've completely redone the head for me, with new valves and springs and all the works. And perhaps I'll just flip that over in just a second. It's got a light level of oil on it, as you'd expect, really just to keep it clean. And then the rockers are all here, ready to go on top. Luke, who did the work, just said there was a little bit of rust and muck on it, but overall it was pretty good. You can just see one or two bits there, but actually that's looking pretty neat and pretty tidy. So I guess it's just a question of putting it all back together now, which is another task. Well, first task is to get it into the garage. Let's just have a look at this head upside down, just to show you the finish that they've done, because I'm pretty sure they've re-ground it and made it all nice and flat. All right, well, it is as I guessed. So they've done a really great job on this. For those of you who've been watching the channel, you'll remember that some of these valves themselves were pretty carbonised, and they've obviously just ground them all back in and cleaned them all up. So that's not looking bad at all. All the seals have been redone, and you can just see the finish on the bottom of the head here. Very, very cleverly done, and I'm sure will make a perfect mate for the top of the engine, which currently is doing an Australian number on me and upside down in the car. But there you go. I thought I'd just share that with you as a really bit of good news. And now, having removed the head, got that into the garage, I'll just sort of show you the exhaust downpipe here, the manifold, which again here, if you remember, we had one stud sticking out and was rusted in. So what they've done is they've helicoiled each of these, they've drilled them out and then helicoiled them in. So I've actually got, you can just see there, the helicoil at the bottom of the downpipe, so that's going to be nice and easy to get the exhaust on. And then separately they've given me two sets of gaskets and stuff. I think this is for the front of the engine, the front kind of timing chain cover, and the face of the engine where the there's a leg that goes on here, I think somewhere around here. So that's good, so that's all there. And then obviously for cylinders ahead, we've got the cork gasket for the rocker cover, and then we've got exhaust manifold, as well as various gaskets for the exhaust pipes. And underneath there you can just see, I think that's the head gasket itself, the new head gasket. So we've done quite well really, and as I say, now all we got to do is get it into the garage. If you want to see how all this happened in the very first place, then click on this link and watch the video. And if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff from Arry The Stag, then click the link and join us on the inside track. Arry The Stag.